Hello guys, we are live! Welcome to The Game Talk. I am The Game, and today we're having a one-on-one with someone very special to me. My guest today is a man of Bangkok, Thailand. Maybe not just a man, I truly believe I should say the man of Bangkok. He's the face of the entertainment fight business in CA, and he brings with his Full Metal Dojo a fresh air of fun in a really needed Asian fight scene. Please welcome my friend, my close friend, Jon Nutt today, live with us.
Salute to you, sir. Salute to you, my friend.
I love it.
Good to
Let's
see
kick that show together, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are back. So, my man, Jon Nutt, how are you, brother?
I'm great. That's a terrific intro that you just have. That's a wonderful intro. Yeah, man. I know that you did that too, right? I mean,
I did that.
Yeah. Good. You're a creative
genius, my friend. Just a little bit. So, for you guys, I still believe there is some of you, and shame on you guys, shame on you that don't know who is Jon Nutt. Let me show you a bit of the man. Stay with us.
Promoter Jon Nutt from Full Metal Dojo's brainchild, Fight Circus.
Fight Circus out of Bangkok.
The Fight Circus event, the most wild live fight show you will ever see in your life.
I think that's a very dangerous, slippery slope you're walking. Somebody's going to get hurt really freaking bad.
If you don't want to watch, you can turn the channel.
I wish I was at the Fight Circus. He's doing things that nobody would ever think about doing.
That's right. Bob the Beast Sap actually walked up to Jon Nutt and busted a nut right up beside his head.
Bob Sapp attacked me viciously and violently while I was praising the man.
I look good.
Now, I don't mind being slapped around. The man is a legend. What I do mind is him coming out here saying he's the big midget pimp of the world. Mother lover, I'm the big midget pimp of Bangkok. Ask anybody, and you do not bring your frickin' midgets around my territory.
Their names, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. And I'm the one that brought the milk.
I do not appreciate your midget ninjas putting their units into my anus. And I want revenge.
It's gonna get freaky. We're gonna take Jon Nutt and turn him, twist him, and make a nut salad.
Bob Sapp, sign a contract, mother lover.
We're gonna hang you up on the wall. We're gonna call you Walnut.
Ninja Midgets. Fight Circus, Volume 3. Seacrest out.
I love it. I love it. That's unique. That's so special. You're amazing, Jon. Jon, let's start kicking a bit the question because I want you to tell us how is the situation for the sport business in Thailand at the moment?
I mean, you want me to be serious, or you want me to like just?
Please be serious. Tell us how it is, because for some people they don't realize what's going on at the moment in Southeast Asia.
Well, I mean, it's economically screwed, right? I mean, it's very, very dark times. Thailand's, you know, you got rice rubber, and tourism as your main three GDPs for the country, and there is no tourism. So, like, it's absolutely porked at the moment. If you're speaking honestly, like if you want to be real frank and honest about it, it is not good times in Southeast Asia at all. I don't know how it is in Vietnam, but I think you're just as screwed as Thailand is. I'm not in Thailand at the moment. I'm in Philadelphia in the States. And I've been here since June 15th, since we knew that show was getting canceled. I came back for family reasons, but I also came back because I knew that it would be a long time before there would be any other events coordinating that would be going on. Now, aside from events coordinating, remember, like, you know, I'm a positive guy. I'm a very positive human being. I'm a very optimistic human being. The future does look bright. You know, there are things that are going to go on. Lumpini is trying to do shows. I've seen that a fellow French person, Sori Manfredi, who fought for me in Bare Knuckle Kingdom, she also fought for us. She's the WLC champ. She's going to be one of the first women ever fighting in Lumpini Stadium. So I think that's excellent. And obviously there's going to be major changes that go on, such as women fighting in Lumpini Stadium, because of the problems that everybody is having due to the pandemic. But like, how are things economically and how is the situation business-wise? I think that people need to start searching for other places to find sources of income. I think people should be three-dimensional in this time. I think that fighters should really focus on being three-dimensional in this time. They can't just focus on training. The whole industry has completely changed with the Paul brothers, with what I did with Fight Circus, with what Triller just did this past weekend. Everything has absolutely changed. And if fighters think that they're going to just be one-dimensional, you know, eat, sleep, train, repeat, good. We're probably not going to have you on our shows. If you don't sell tickets, if you don't sell pay-per-views, if you don't sell applications is the new one. If you don't sell applications, you know, you're no offense to the fighters out there, but you technically are a dime a dozen. And it doesn't matter whether or not you think that you're better than somebody. So what? Like, looking at it from a promoter standpoint, I have people hit me up every day. Yo, man, I have this record. About 10 years ago, a SureDog record mattered. And fighters really need to know that the SureDog record, the Tapology record, it doesn't matter at all. Or it doesn't matter to me. It might matter to certain promoters at the very, very top end of the line. But there, you can obviously see like who kind of made it in the pandemic and who didn't. And you can also see that there's a huge break in the chain. So like with with UFC being on board with WME-IMG Group, I don't know if you've noticed, Game, but like I don't work for Fox Sports Asia anymore. And as of October 1st, there is no Fox Sports Asia on any of the televisions in Southeast Asia. It's gone. So
what I heard,
so if you're a smaller organization and you were planning on getting money from a broadcast person, like imagine me, Full Metal Dojo, going over to Fox right now or ESPN and being like, hey, listen, I'd like to get some cash out of you guys to put my Full Metal Dojo shows on. Generally, their response is going to be like, well, do you have fighters that are bigger than the UFC? Because we're partners with the UFC. So like we can use any of the UFC's content for free. So if I can't use yours for free and you're not bigger than the UFC, then why would I pay you for the show? And that's a huge break in the chain. And a lot of fighters don't think about these things. But when it comes to the promotions and people that are actually trying to make money off of these types of things, well, I think that I'm probably one of the only last people that's not a businessman in the industry, in the game, that I like to refer to it as the game. So, I mean, a lot of people are going to be hitting me up like, yo, man, why aren't you doing what you were doing before? Why aren't you doing well? Because what I was doing before isn't putting diapers on my kids. It's not putting food on the table. It's not putting wine in the glass. And although this is my passion project and this is what I do for fun, I've gotten to a point where I outgrew a lot of people. Yeah, I outgrew a lot of people. And so like, I'm taking it a lot more serious these days. I'm having a lot more fun these days. And with that, like lack of stress on the shoulders, the one good thing for me is I'm going to just do what I do. I don't need to really worry about anybody else. I don't need to compare. I don't need to contrast, and I don't need to judge. I'm very like stone sober about what I'm doing. I even talk about what a shit show my organization is, and people seem to love that. So like, okay with me.
Let's give them a test of this shit show. I do not agree, but let's give him a bit of
sure.
Everybody know where you're at. Nobody go to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no losers in this game, so there are only winners. It takes balls to step into something like this. Can you dig it? That could be fight of the night. There are no losers in this dojo.
So John, you've done it all. Let's be honest with that. CEO, journalist, matchmaker, MC. I mean, what is the most difficult part? What is the most stressful for you?
I mean, you can consider it being the CEO role, but like that I have my partner Henrik, who comes from a financial background, comes from a banking background. We've never really had any issues with like we don't run as a corporate structure. So like, actually, to tell you the truth, I think that we're the most successful organization on the planet because success can be judged multiple ways. And to be a businessman who's a Falang in Thailand, who is getting away with what I'm getting away with and having the time that I'm having, I consider us to be the most successful organization on the planet. I wouldn't trade places with any of those other people for any, if you went to any lay person on the street and we're like, yo, who's the most successful promoter in MMA? All of them, I mean, 100% of them would say it's Dana White. But I imagine that the stress on Dana White's shoulders is pretty heavy from time to time. And I'm pretty positive that I have way more foot massages a week than he does. So if you're gonna judge like the scorecard of life by who has more foot massages, hands down. There's nobody better than me. I have way more foot massages than any promoter that's out there, bar none. And again, most of their meetings, where do their meetings happen? You've been around. Their meetings are really kind of bullshit, and their meetings are done in a very corporate structure. They line people up. Fun. They make it's no fun. They make fun of fun. Like
it's not fun.
Dude, I have fighters all the time that are like, how can I work for the UFC? And I'm like, yo, this is how you work for them. Change yourself into a 27-year-old woman who doesn't like fighting and loves social media. And if you can do that, they will hire you immediately. because the UFC runs it as a corporate structure. So they don't want anybody that's a fanboy. They don't want anybody that's actually into the game, if you will. And the way that they run it, they are wholeheartedly serious about running it as a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, you know? So, so like, again, how do you work for the UFC as a person that's a fanboy? You don't. You have to stop being a fanboy, start liking stuff like NASCAR or F1. Do not say hi to any of the fighters. Do not make relationships with any of the fighters, and basically show that you have skills in some other area that's corporate, very corporate. Make sure you know how to do spreadsheets. Make sure you know how to do emails at the highest level. You should be doing emails all the time. Make sure your LinkedIn game is strong, not your social media game, your LinkedIn game. And that way you might be able to succeed and have a fun, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week career with them. That'll be a great time for you. That'll be fantastic. You'll love it.
That was a burn. That was a burn. That was a burn. Their Fight Sport, Comité 3000, right? Trifecta, Full Metal Dojo. What's next? What's next? I mean, like, you've been, you met so many new shows. You built so many new shows in CA. So what is your next step?
Fight Circus is the gem. Fight Circus is going to be the gem. I'm in the States. I'm having meetings very, very regularly with all the people that are here that, again, as you can see, the wave that is going, the tidal wave that is going is entertainment over sport. Again, Triller did very well this past weekend. A lot of people that are diehards in the industry hated it. They're left behind. One of the major reasons that they're left behind is because a lot of the fans of the UFC that are the casuals pay for it. The hardcore fans don't pay for it. They all stream it illegally. They don't buy the tickets. They don't go to the events. They only really talk shit online, and that only leads to traction. So that's a good thing. One of the funniest ones I think about the whole Triller thing is every news agency, media agency, if you want to call them that, was talking about Triller, and most of them were like, "This is horrible. This is terrible. You shouldn't be talking about this." But here we are talking about it. So even when they are saying that they don't want to be doing it, they're hypocritical in that nature, and they're still giving attention and traction to it. And those clicks and that clickbait is everything that is kind of needed. So like if you're a fighter and you don't want to give attention to it, don't talk about it. That's the way to not do it. If you talk about something, you actually do give traction to it, and you benefit it. Even if you don't like it, if you're out there like, "Yo, this is the worst for the sport," and you're out there doing 10 posts a day, "This is the worst for the sport," that is so good for them. That is great for them. And so, Fight Circus will. I know that there are people, again, like Boss Rutan said, like he doesn't like it. But by having him say that he doesn't like it, that's been great for me, right? Kung Lee said that he thought it doesn't have legs and it won't last. Believe you me, there are people that want on board with it. I'm here in the States, and people definitely want on board with the Fight Circus. So Fight Circus will be there. I have a lot of people that are asking me what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do multiple shows. I'm definitely going to help out the Muay Thai community. So you can expect, Patong Stadium, which I was a champion of, Bangla Stadium, those stadiums are ruined. They're all events coordination based, which means that they make their money via selling tickets, food and beverage merch. And they won't be able to have fans probably for the rest of the year, at least until 2022. So the fighters, I think like 70% of the fighters in Muay Thai on the island of Phuket have switched to doing fishing industry. I'll try to bring some of them back by offering them smaller purses than what they were getting at Patong stadium, but if they want to fight, they can come fight with me. So I'll be doing a lot of Muay Thai. Bare Knuckle Kingdom is the project that I'm doing with Dave Feldman from BKFC. And so I'll be doing a lot more bare knuckle boxing. I think that has a lot of legs, and I think that Asia will take to it very strongly, especially my brothers in Burma. Myanmar will love it. All they have to do is lose the legs, and there you go. It's, you know, it's right up their alley. So I'll be doing a lot of Bare Knuckle Kingdom. And then just by the way, for you to know, during this pandemic, I did acquire Dare Fight Sports. So I have the Dare Fight Sports catalog. So I'll be bringing back Dare Fight Sports. Huh?
I heard over it. Yeah, I heard that.
So Dare Fight Sports will be coming out on, that like your fight with Haja, the full fight will be out on our Patreon account. Woo. You won't be able to get it on YouTube. You won't be able to get it unless you subscribe.
So subscribe, guys.
Yep, you have to subscribe to our Patreon account. Go to Patreon and go to Full Metal TV.
You already like brush a bit the subject, but in your opinion, what is the future of the martial arts scene in CA in Southeast Asia?
I mean, only time will tell. The future will tell. But I mean, to tell you the honest truth, like the pandemic is going to set back Southeast Asia huge economically. You know, Singapore will always stay on its feet because it's Singapore and it's a banking capital. But do you really think the people of Singapore care about a lot of the combat sports industry? I don't really think it's proven that they care about it as much as like certain other places. Muay Thai is always going to be the biggest in Thailand, although it's not. Football is, soccer is, if you will. And I think that, you know, Myanmar is still going to stick with Letway. But I work with the WLC, and I don't see the WLC putting on a show until the political upheaval is over. And I don't see that happening in 2021. I mean, they're still in a military coup and in a civil war there. So if that's going to happen, Cambodia likewise doesn't have the money. Laos doesn't have the money. Malaysia had the money and it had backing, but with the fall of Mima many years ago, they've dropped off huge. And to be honest, I mean, there are other smaller promotions that are there that you know of, that I know of. And, you know, the Jack Stars of the world are clearly going to help out. The Agalain Tanis of the world are clearly going to help out. Rashid is doing such a good job with Masma there. But they, too, relied on events coordinating promotion shows. They weren't getting, in my opinion, they weren't getting real capital from broadcast. So people are going to have to switch up, and they're going to have to go on to other platforms and make money from other ways. I mean, one of the ways that I'm doing it, we're not taking any of the money from Patreon. I'm not taking a dime from the Patreon account. So if you go and you join, go to the Patreon website and you join Full Metal Dojo TV, which is Full Metal TV, that capital will 100% go towards the hungry fighters of Thailand. I'll put that strictly in their pockets. So, you know, go to our website, help out. And again, I look at this, I don't want to be a charity. I don't want to go do a GoFundMe. I don't think fighters should set up charities. I mean, again, if you really want to make money, go become a doctor, go become a lawyer. If it takes 10 years to become a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, spend 7 and become a lawyer. And that way you can make better money. Learn to read, learn to write, be a 3-dimensional human being. So, you know, I find it funny when people, once again, are trying to prize fight every day. Prize fighting is any job that you want to make more money at. You know, I consider Tom Brady the best prize fighter on earth right now. He's the GOAT of the NFL. I know that you're French and you don't really care about them, but that guy kills it, right?
I still follow up a little bit.
Right, exactly. Cristiano Ronaldo, amazing prize fighter. Amazing prize fighter. Lionel Messi, one of the best prize fighters of all time, right? They're not exactly boxing people in the face, but if they would have made that much money from boxing people in the face, they probably would have stuck to boxing people in the face and not kicking a ball, which made them more money. Prize fighting. The prizes are contracts. The prizes are money. So it depends on how you want to view life, but That's the way I see it. And of course, following your passion and not being stuck and pigeonholed into something that you don't fucking like, you know? So,
Wow,
was that too deep? Was that too deep for you?
that was deep.
You wanna build
That
a
was deep.
snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman.
Voilà, it was needed.
Yeah, it was needed.
Allez, let's just cool down. Let's just breathe.
Sure.
If you can pick one and one only, Jon Nutt, one and one only, Muay Thai or MMA?
Ooh. That's a question that I've never been asked before. For me, I got into fighting through Muay Thai. So like I would actually I love it with all my heart. I got into MMA because I saw Muay Thai fighters having a bigger outlet and a greater outlet to make more money and be more successful prize fighters. Unfortunately, they don't see it the way that I see it. And that's a socioeconomic thing, and that's a society thing. A lot of the people, like, I think the pandemic has really showed like what people care about in the society. And I know like Buakaw has had so many offers to fight MMA, but he doesn't take them. Why doesn't he take them? Well, he doesn't want to lose face, and face matters so much to Asians, right? You could offer you could offer. Personally, one of my biggest failures was I offered Buakaw Yodson Clive Fairtex about 4 years ago, and he wouldn't take it because he didn't want to lose to Yodson Clive Fairtex, because if he lost to him, he wouldn't have half of the Singha sponsorships, half of the movie deals, half of the he wouldn't have the farm and the village that he has now. So he probably did the right thing. I mean, I know Dave LeDuc is begging for that fight, but why would Buakaw give it to him? Why would he give it to him? I think they could offer Buakaw. I think they could offer him $500,000, which is a bigger purse than almost all UFC fighters.
Wow.
And I bet you he wouldn't take it.
There was also a rumor that he would sign with one championship, that Buakaw would go to one.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe.
I doubt it. If he goes there, he will go under the pretense that he gets to pick his own opponents. So we won't see him against the top creme de la creme. Like, you won't ever see him versus Superbon. You won't ever see him versus like those type of fighters. You'll see him picking his opponents and discarding them very fastly. He'll just crush them.
Interesting. Sing a beer or song some?
You know, beer is for breakfast. Drink or be gone, my friends. I'll put Sang Som in chocolate milk. That's the poor man's White Russian. You know, so I'll take Sang Som all day.
Sang Som all day. Okay.
You know,
early bird, 9 all.
Used to be a night owl. Now I have children, so I'm an early bird. You know, I was a night owl for my whole life until last year. Till last year, used to stay up until 3 a.m. Now I wake up at 5, and that's just
Cowboy or Cowboy Road.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Oh, Cowboy. It's where the Cowboys play. It's the ranch.
That's the ranch.
You know.
Last one. Cursing in English or cursing in Thai?
Fuck, kid. We beat it all day. I mean, I can still say I hear and you know, yet man and all the rest of them, but nah. English curse words are universal. They're more dynamic, and they really put an emphasis on what you fucking want to say, kid. I'm from Boston, so I can get away with that.
Mr. Jon, as a CEO, what do you expect from a fighter? What would you advise to an upcoming fighter? Let's say I'm a beginner. I'm dreaming of becoming a fighter. I know the money will not be there, but I want to be a fighter. What, with all the experience that you have, what would you tell me?
Well, everything's changed with social media and the internet, right? So when I was fighting, it was about being the best fighter. And when I was fighting, it really wasn't about selling, right? But as most promotions run as a functioning business now, they're looking for a return on their investment. you as a fighter are one of their investments. If I, as a promoter, put graphic work, put video work, put promotional work towards you, how much do I spend? How much as a fighter are you going to return to my company? That's what I'm thinking about. The easiest way of breaking it down is think of the Patong Beach Stadium model. If I pay you 10,000 baht, $300 to fight, 10,000 baht, and tickets are 1,000 baht a piece, how many tickets do you have to sell in order to make it worth it for me to bring you back? If you can't do that simple math, if you're too stupid to do that simple math, then I don't want you as a fighter. Ooh, your microphone went off. Your microphone? Can't hear you. What is the next step for FMD brand? What are you working on at the moment? Well, while you fix your microphone, I would say that, again, I'm going to focus a lot on the Patreon channel. I'm going to run a lot of tournaments. So I'll bring back a lot of 4-man tournaments, a lot of 8-man tournaments. And what we'll do is we'll play those live on social media platforms for free. Like the semifinals will be on there, but then the finals will switch over to a paid subscription platform. So when you watch our like Bare Knuckle Kingdom in the future, I'll have a 4-man, one day, one night, whatever you want to call it, 4-man bare knuckle boxing tournament, right? And you'll be able to watch the semifinals for free on Facebook. But then if you want to watch the finals, you'll actually have to download the BKTV app, and that's where you'll watch the finals. Otherwise, you can just stop right there, and you don't have to go on to see who the winner is. But a lot more interactive play is going on with the technology. The technology is going to be faster than the sport. So for me, I'm going to look at getting returns. I'm going to look at getting subscriptions. Like, again, when going back to Thailand, I won't be able to sell tickets. I won't be able to do a live event for a long time. So how will you, a fighter, be able to bring a return to me, the promoter? Well, the way is going to be selling apps, selling subscriptions, and selling the platforms. So the way that I will look at it is you can, the other opportunity though is fighting for free. Like if you're into MMA, stay amateur. You can fight in IMAF. You know what I mean? I know that Nick Lee is doing a lot of things with Potion. I talked to Tommy Hayden today. I know that he's definitely looking to do stuff. I know Nick Chapman has been very vocal on social media and definitely planning on doing things. I think there'll be a lot of shows that will come forward. But if you're an MMA fighter, do not expect to get paid in Southeast Asia. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, fighters used to come to Thailand to basically pad their records. If I was a fighter in Southeast Asia, I wanted to make money, I would move to America because there's promotions going on all the time here now. California has promotions all the time. Vegas has promotions all the time. And granted, they might only pay a few $100, $1,000, couple $1,000 if you're lucky, if you know what you're doing. But again, most people in this sport are now looking at it as an entertainment game. Like I think that I'm one of the people that like when fighters and casual fans, mainly casual fans, not really fighters, when casual fans go onto websites like MMAfighting.com or the Bloody Elbow and they bitch and moan about fighter pay in the UFC, I'm one of the people that's like, good luck. I mean, the UFC pays more than every other promotion on the planet for a reason. And their business model was made as such to pay back their shareholders. So they're not going to change their business model. So, I mean, and then there's like are we going to union? Yeah. Good luck with that too. Have fun with that. You'd actually literally have to change the societal structure of how sports work. Because the majority of fans that even go to a UFC show, they're not like hardcore UFC fans. They don't go to every UFC show. It's casual people like my brother who just wants to go and have a good time and drink beers and watch fights. he doesn't even give a fuck who the fucking fighter is. You know?
I agree. I do not really enjoy watching the fight live. I don't know why. I just, I have more fun watching it from my place, my home, with my buddies, my drink, my stuff. It's more social event to go at those cage fighting live events.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Question 8, and that's gonna be my last question for the man, the legend. What do you do outside of the office? When I say office, you know what I mean. What is Jon Nutt's passion when he's not talking, selling, commentating fights?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you obviously do know, because we're boys as well. So I now have kids, man. I'm old. I'm an old man. I built up an image and I built up a brand around being, drinking and partying and being a rock star, which I goddamn hit on the fucking head. But that being said, that's all marketing and that's all image. I have a great wife, as you know. I have a great family.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I am a family man. I respect the heck fire out of my wife and my kids, and I give them the time. So, like, when I'm not doing things that are fight related, I'm reading books. I'm reading books and trying to better myself. I went to the gym twice today. You know what I mean? I was on the rowing machine for an hour today. So that's the type of stuff that I'm doing. I'm writing a children's book, heavily inspired by my kids. I'm writing a children's book. It's filled with if you want me to give you one. It's filled with children's poetry. You'll like it. You'll know what it's about.
I would love it.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Anytime.
This is chapter 3 of what we're calling the Full Metal Toddler. All right. It's called the Full Metal Toddler, Children's Poetry That Rocks. Right. That's the name of the book. Chapter 3 is called Beaver Dams. And the poem goes a little something like this. It goes, start to smile. This is fun. About to get it done. A beaver build, everyone. Plans understood. We're looking good. We're off to bite some wood. Tell the beaver builders to come. The river, it looks wide open. The temperature feels just right. My buck teeth bite. My claws clench tight. Until the river it stands. We're off to build a beaver dam. Yep, that's Beaver Dam.
I love it. I buy that shit anytime.
Thank you.
John, open mic.
Expect
Okay.
that'll be
Give me the link. I will definitely put it in the video. Open mic. I leave you the last word before putting. You give me the authorization. So YouTube, you know that I have the authorization from the CEO himself. I will put Tairiti versus Richard Corminal right after, so people can watch this awesome fight. One of my favorite in Full Metal Dojo. But before, final word for the man. I leave you the mic. Drop the mic.
Again, well, I mean, thank you for having me on, and thank you for still being you, man. You know, you and I have been friends for a long time, and my heart's with you. And I really do think that you're staying with it, and you're staying in the game. You are the game. So kudos to you. Kudos for everybody that, once again, has been around for a decade in this wacky world that is Southeast Asian MMA. And again, I really would implore everybody to join my Patreon Full Metal TV account. Not only is there going to be live fights on there, but that's where I'll experiment. And when I say experiment, I'm going to have Indian leg wrestling, which is going to be like my form of an AEW WWE wrestling league, but it's going to be all women and it's going to be all Indian leg wrestling. I'm also going to have a show called Last Man Standing, which is going to be a close combatives combat show. Teams of 5 versus 5 in a paintball war. The last person that stands has to fight. So if you got a team of 5 versus a team of 5 and they go at it and it gets down to 1 versus 1, those 2 people will fight right there, right then and there on the paintball course to the death. Obviously, that's my new phrase, fighting to the death. obviously. And the person that wins is the last man standing, and he will win the prizes. I plan on doing a lot more prize game shows on that Patreon account. So that's things like fighting for a trip. Not fighting for cash, but fighting for a trip to Koh Samui, fighting for a trip to Phuket, fighting for a trip to the Maldives, fighting for a microwave, fighting for a motorbike, fighting for a keg of beer, right? I plan on doing a lot of that. Plus, there'll be a lot of cooking and travel shows that are on there because you know that I did the Eat, Play, Fight. You know, pre-pandemic, I signed like my biggest deal with Fox Sports Asia and Disney, and we were going to do Eat, Play, Fights out the wazoo. We did our first Eat, Play, Fight, Andy Whitelaw and I, to Las Vegas for the Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone fight. And then after that, we were set to go do Leicester City versus Man United, my first foray into soccer. And unfortunately, the pandemic happened. But I'm not done with travel and leisure and arts. So I will be doing a lot more graphic work. By the way, on our Patreon account, that's a way of sponsoring if you want. So Game, are you familiar with TheGame? Are you familiar with Cameo? Cameo yeah.
I heard about it. I'm not familiar, but I heard about it.
So Cameo is really big in America right now. Like, I know a lot of people that use Cameo regularly. Cameo is a way of reaching out to your favorite celebrity and having him give you a personal message, a birthday greeting, a wedding greeting, something along those lines. They cost like $100. For me, mine are going to cost like $300. But what I'm going to give you is a fight of your own. Are you with me? So I will actually have two people fight to the death, obviously, and they will fight for you. So something like that will go like if TheGame goes to our Patreon account in the future, and Game is like, "Hey, John, I would like you to fight for me. I have a birthday coming up. Could you please get two guys to scrap it out for me?" I will be there and I'll be like, "Hey, TheGame, this is Jon Nutt for Full Metal Dojo. Here repping everything TheGame time that you have to offer. And a good congratulations on making it to 69. You're the oldest you've ever been. Nobody's going to take your survival skills away from you. Way to live in shelters, drink water, and eat food. You survive. And on your birthday, one of these guys is not. Now, I'd like to hand it over to the red corner and the blue corner, who are now going to fight to the death in full Muay Thai rules. Elbows to the head, my friend. You're the real hero. That's what it'll look like.
That's amazing, my man. Thank you so much, John, for this time with me. I loved it. I'm sure people who are watching that podcast are mind blown. I leave you with Tairiti with Richard Carminal. Wishing you the best. Much love, and hope to catch up very soon in Sin City. And not the Sin City.
Without a doubt.
Sin City of
BKK, baby. BKK.
Love you, man. Stay awesome. And thanks
love you
so
too,
much.
Man. Without a doubt.
Richard Carminal 3-1 at again Muay Fit and KL. Filipino based in Malaysia.
Filipino versus Cambodia. Philippines versus Cambodia.
4-1 versus 3-1 on the record side as they range each other off. Again, the Tairiti Movenpick corner. Richie Carminal, 4 points corner. And again, they are squaring off. Ooh, winging them. Oh, nice head kick. Ooh,
nice head kick.
Great exchange there as we go against the cage. Some good hits here coming from the Cambodian fighter.
Tairiti just swinging away.
Carminal,
nice elbows.
Yeah, nice short elbow. Richie looking to grind him up right now.
Yeah, looking to slow that down a little bit. Slow down the pace. And also throwing his elbows.
Yeah, great elbows right now being used. As we are in Bangkok, Thailand. You should go there.
Exactly. The Muay Thai capital of the world.
The original fight capital of the world. Heck yeah. Nice little nod. We already got a little mouse under Carminal's left eye.
I think he might have cut him with one of those elbows.
Again, Richie looking good, though. Hands up. Cambodian fighter. We've seen them in this dojo multiple times before. We always love having Tairiti here. win or lose. This guy always puts on a show. He takes punches like that. And again, he swings them.
He is swinging from the hips, John.
Yeah, man, these guys are shooting, right?
Yeah, looking for that home run. One of those lands, and it's lights out for
yes,
sure.
Correct.
Ooh.
This follow-up kick that landed the first time,
yeah.
Great stuff.
Very good.
Great times.
This is what the fans come here to see. They want to see these guys just swinging for it, letting loose, you know, taking some chances, taking some risks.
Well, both of these guys are stand-up fighters. And again, this is some good Southeast Asian MMA loving going on right now.
Oh, very nice takedown. Ty Ritty, seriously, with a nice little hip toss, end up in side control.
Yep.
Got that nice underhook, controlling him down there,
right
throwing some little knees.
You see the Cambodian top team guys right there, officials on top of them. And again, the grind. It's all happening. Let's see if the submission game comes into play.
Yeah, he's setting up those knees nicely. He's already busted them up a little bit.
And remember, soccer kicks are allowed here in the dojo, and Ty Ritty does use them.
Oh,
as he, right there.
Yeah, big knee to the solar plex.
Again, we're up against the cage. Those Kun Khmer knees.
Richie turns him around now and is pinning him up, pinning Ty Ritty up against the fence. Let's see if he can use it for a takedown or some grind.
I'm enjoying, again, the elbow game being in full effect here.
Yeah, absolutely vicious elbows from Ty Ritty.
Referee in the cage right now, Adam Kayum, on top of the action, the Shogun of Bangkok.
Yes. Extremely high-level jiu-jitsu player himself.
So again, great short striking coming there from both fighters.
Oh!
Oh! And they are both
just letting loose.
Exactly, taking it and giving it.
And really taking those shots, too.
Oh, another clip. Guys are...
Somebody's going to fall here.
Very happy to stand and trade with each other. But again, big
right
for
on
both
the
of them right there. Glass jaw said nobody in the Philippines or Cambodia ever.
No. Now that I don't like right there. Really just kind of pulled himself down into guard. And I don't know if he just got tired there or what.
Or he could be feeling one of those shots to the face.
That could very well be.
But you're right. He brings him down. He closes it up.
Yeah, that's not where you want to end up on the bottom when you're tired from, you know, swinging big haymakers.
Again, Richie Cormanol not afraid to rain down the Fairtex gloves on any face.
No, he's landing elbows too. Both these guys liking the elbows.
Yeah, man, the elbow game, particularly fantastic here in Southeast Asia. Again, we're in Bangkok, but we got the Philippines versus Cambodia. Kun Khmer love the elbows too, man.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And that's very similar to Muay Thai, correct?
Correct, man. That it is.
Richie's looking to pass, getting to almost to half, and nope, back into guard. Just kidding.
Muay Fit down in KL, you know those boys.
Yeah. I've talked to those guys several times. It's a nice gym they got there. I believe they've had a number of different fighters. I think Will Cho possibly on TheGame. LEPONT was through there.
Yep. 10 seconds. Ooh, some great kicks. Downward punches coming right now. The rain. End of round one. BK, how'd you see it, brother? That looked great.
Yeah, it was a good first round. I got to give it to Ty Ritty, though. I mean, he was just landing the harder shots for sure, but really a close round.
Yeah, you could go either way, I feel like, because, again, the strikes were landing from both corners, but you're right. Again, Ty Ritty did have the takedown, as we saw right there. Cormanol had the one at the end, but it was, again, more of a guard pull.
Yeah, that was more of a mess-up or a mistake, if you will, on Ty Ritty's part.
Sportsmanship shown as we go into round two. And again, as we're in Bangkok, 37th Chamber Love Slugfest, and these two guys are giving us one.
A little kick there, no? I don't know, are they getting a little bit tired, John,
Fatigue.
Or what?
It sets in, BK.
Yeah.
Fatigue sets in. Shots to the face do happen.
Ooh! Yeah, this could be a war of who's got more in the gas tank.
Again, this could also just be...
he lands.
Oh,
Tyree landed a big one. That hurt him. That hurt him.
Yeah,
John.
I think Richie's still dazed and confused.
Yes, definitely.
Led Zeppelin, as he lands one himself.
But he's still swinging.
Look at Tyree walk forward, though.
God,
winging the right hand.
Swinging. He's exhausted, John. There he goes. Just like in the time
exhausted.
before, he just fell.
Elbow to the head, elbow to the head,
They
elbow
can
to the
stop
head.
it right here.
Elbow to the body, elbow to the head.
It's over.
Yep.
It's over.
He's
John.
on top of it.
Oh, what
Oh,
happened?
no, he's still allowing it to go. Yeah, it is over. It is over.
Good stop.
That is, yes.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird how he came in, but
correct. I think he was looking for the eyes.
Yeah.
Saw that Tyree was probably still a gamer, still go time, and obviously Cormanol dropped one or two more there and made sure. No. This is over. Richie Cormanol, great win. Good, huge pickup over Tyree.
It was really a come from behind win. I mean, I really thought Tyree was the stronger fighter. I thought he was going to come out here and do it. I mean, he's landed some of those hard punches.
Richie, notorious Cormanol, ladies and gentlemen. Jon Nutt for Full Metal Dojo here to tell you that you need to click the subscribe button. You need to press the like. You need to interact with us. And why? Because Mother Gaia loves you. Oh.